So we've learned a lot about triangles. We've learned about the idea of a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So write that down. We've learned the sine, cosine, tan. Write that down. We've learned about 45, 45, 90, and 30, 60, 90. So in each of these scenarios, you're going to figure out what is the best one to use in order to get the answer. Okay? So if you look at the first one, the first thing I do is I see 60. Boom, 30, 60, 90. So let me zoom in. If that's 60, this is 30. Remember, what's across from the 30? 1. What's the long side? 2. Boom, rad 3. Your job is to figure out the multiplier. Times 6, times 6, times 6. So now you know this side is 6 rad 3. And you know this side is 6. Let's go to the next one. Okay? This one, if these two are equal, that means the angles are equal. And if they have to add to 90 degrees, it's a 45, 45, 90. 1, 1, rad 2. So, times 3, times 3, times 3. So that means that this side is 3, this side is 3. And this is 3 times rad 2 is 3 rad 2. Let's go to the next one. All right, so it's not a 45, 45, 90. I could use sine, cosine, or tan, but I'm not asking you to find the angle right now. I just want you to find the third side. So that means I'm going to do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 3 squared plus 4 squared equals c squared. 9 plus 16 is 25. The square root of 25, 5. Okay? I don't think it asked for the degrees, so we're good. All right, let's look at this one. This one's the same thing. 6 squared plus 8 squared. 36 plus 64 is 100. The square root of 100 is 10. That's not a big deal. All right, let's go to the next one. I see 30, 60. What's across from the 30? 1. What's the long side? 2. So this is rad 3. 1 times what is 4? So times 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times rad 3 is 4 rad 3. And 2 times 4 is 8. I mean, honestly, I feel like this is where you guys should be right now. Hopefully that means because you watch the videos. I don't have any of the angles, so I do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. 25 plus 144 is 169. The square root of 169 is 13. Okay? All right. Same thing. 3,000 squared plus 4,000 squared equals c squared. So that's going to be a 9, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros. You double it. 4 squared is 16, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equals c squared. So 25, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And when you square root that in your calculator, let me remind you how to do the square root button. It's second square root. Well, I know this. The square root of 25 is 5, and when I'm doing the square root, I do half the number of zeros. So it's 5,000. Okay? I want to show you guys something really quickly because there's a relationship between letter G and letter C. See how this was 3, 3, 4, 4, and then 5, 5. So that's something we can memorize. So can you guys do me a favor and write 3, 4, 5, which means if I know those two sides are 3, 4, that means this side's going to be a 5. I actually want to one-up it a little bit and come over here to the 6, 8, 10. Because this isn't 3, 4, 5, but if and I want to show you this, if I divided this by 2, and I divided this by 2, and I divided this by 2, it would be a 3, 4, 5. So in a sense, a 3, 4, 5 is a 6, 8, 10. So if I can memorize the 3, 4, 5, I can go times 2, times 2, times 2. So let's see if we can actually play that game. Let me zoom in. So if I divide this one, if I look, both of these divide by 3. So if I divide that by 3, that's 5. If I divide that by 3, it's 12. Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now let's look over here. Let me zoom that. This is 5, 5, 12, 12, which means the third side is 13. So another special triangle is 5, 12, 13. Okay? But it's not really 13 because I had to divide by 3. So if I multiply it by 3, the third side is 39. Let me show you that up here. If this was 5, that turned into 15 times 3, times 3, times 3. So you're going to memorize the 3, 4, 5, and the 5, 12, 13 to add to your list. All right? If you don't memorize it, you're doing a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay? This one's a little bit different because this time I have 9 squared plus x squared equals 41 squared. 81 plus x squared, or b squared, whatever, equals, I'm not sure what 41 squared is. 1681 minus 81, let me make that more clear. X squared equals 1600, square root, x equals 40. So that means now we have another special one, a 9, a 40, and a 41. So I would say memorize this one the most, then this one, then this one. These are all special triangles. Okay, let's turn the page. This is just telling me what I said. And now, okay, so as we look at this next page, we got to figure out, is it a squared plus b squared equals c squared, or the triples that we have? Is it sine, cosine, tan? Or is it 45, 45, 90, 30, 60, 90? Okay? So I look here, they tell me 30, 60, 90. Who's across from 30? 1. Who's the long side? 2. And this is rad 3. Okay? So this one, I'm going to go 2 times what is 13. And that's not as easy for us. But if we go 13 divided by 2, it tells us 6.5. So if I multiply this by 6.5, I multiply this by 6.5, I can multiply this times 6.5. So 1 times 6.5 is 6.5. 6.5 times rad 3 is 6.5 rad 3. Let's go to this one. Okay, I don't see the 30, 60, 90. But I do see that I can divide both those numbers by 6. If I did, this would be a 3, this would be a 4, that means that would be a 5. But the third side, because remember it's a 3, 4, 5 is a special triangle. But that means 18, 24 times 6 times 6 times 6. So I would set it up like that. As soon as you see it's a 3, 4, go 3, 4, 5, go 18, 24 times 6, boom, 30, you're done. All right, this one, 45, 45, 90, 1, 1, rad 2. So I multiply by 25. So this side is 25. 25 times rad 2 is 25 rad 2. All right, 30, 60, 90. Who's across from the 30? 1. Who's the long side? 2. That means this is rad 3. So 1 times 7, 7. Times 7 times 7. This side is 14. This side is 7 rad 3. All right, let's go to the next one. They're both even. I can divide by 2, but if you divide by 2, that's 10 and that's 26. They're both still even, so you can actually divide by 4, which means that's a 5 and that's a 13. So then that reminds me of a 5, 12, 13. So 5 goes with 20. 52 goes here. So that's times 4 times 4. So this is times 4, 48. That's my third side. Last one. If these two are even, that means these are even at 45. 1, 1, rad 2. This is a hard one. I have to go from rad 2 to 6. So it has a square root, but now it doesn't. If you multiply it by itself, the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is the square root of 4, which is 2, but I still have to get to 6, so I multiply that by 3. So times 3 rad 2 times 3 rad 2. Oops, just kidding, 2. So this side is 3 rad 2, and this side is 3 rad 2. All right, that was a good little workout. Let's turn the page, and let's go straight to homework. Okay, so what you did on the previous page, do it here, homework. This one, we'll do it in class on Monday, so I don't need you to do that. This is homework. Put the same together or decide if there's more on top or bottom. Let's turn the page. This one you can do for homework. This one, they just want you to draw things, so you can draw things. That's not that hard. And then this we'll do in class on Monday. Okay? So that's it. Please do your job. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend.